Yeshayah, Isaiah chapter 37. And it came to be, when sovereign Hezekiah heard it, that he tore his clothes and covered himself with sackcloth, and went into the house of Yah, and sent Eliakim, who was over the household, and Shebna the scribe, and the elders of the priests, covering themselves with sackcloth, to Yeshayah the prophet, the son of Amoz. And they said to him, Thus said Hezekiah, this day is a day of distress and rebuke and scorn, for the children have come to birth, but there is no strength to bring it forth. Could be that Yah your Elohim does hear the words of the Rabshakeh, whom his master, the sovereign of Asher, has sent to reproach the living Elohim, and shall rebuke the words which Yah your Elohim has heard. Therefore lift up your prayer for the remnant that is left. So the servants of sovereign Hezekiah came to Yeshayah, and Yeshayah said to them, Say this to your master, Thus said Yah, Do not be afraid of the words which you have heard, with which the servants of the sovereign of Asher have reviled me. See, I am putting a spirit in him, and he shall hear a report, and return to his own land, and I shall cause him to fall by the sword in his own land. And the Rabshakeh returned and found the sovereign of Asher fighting against Libnah, for he had heard that he had left Lachish. And he heard concerning Tirhakah, sovereign of Cush, he has come out to fight with you. And when he heard it, he sent messengers to Hezekiah, saying, Speak to Hezekiah, the sovereign of Yehudah, saying, Do not let your Elohim in whom you trust deceive you, saying, Yerushalayim is not given into the hand of the sovereign of Asher. See, you have heard what the sovereigns of Asher have done to all lands by putting them under the ban. Are you going to be delivered? Have the mighty ones of the nations delivered those whom my fathers have destroyed, Gozan and Haran and Retzeph, and the sons of Eden who were in Telasar? Where is the sovereign of Hamath, and the sovereign of Arpad, and the sovereign of the city of Sepharvaim, Hannah and Eva? And Hezekiah received the letter from the hand of the messengers and read it. And Hezekiah went up to the house of Yah and spread it before Yah. And Hezekiah prayed to Yah, saying, O Yah of hosts, Elohim of Yisrael, the one who dwells between the cherubim, you are Elohim, you alone. Of all the reigns of the earth, you have made the heavens and earth. Incline your ear, O Yah, and hear. Open your eyes, O Yah, and see, and hear all the words of Sanherib, who was sent to reproach the living Elohim. Truly, Yah, the sovereigns of Asher have laid waste all the lands in their land, and have put their mighty ones into the fire. For they were not mighty ones, but the work of men's hands, wood and stone, and they destroyed them. And now, O Yah, our Elohim, save us from his hand, that all the reigns of the earth know that you are Yah, you alone. Then Yeshayah, son of Amoz, sent to Hezekiah, saying, Thus said Yah, Elohim of Yisrael, because you have prayed to me against Sanherib, sovereign of Asher, this is the word which Yah has spoken concerning him. The maiden, the daughter of Sion, has despised you, mocked you. The daughter of Yerushalayim has shaken her head behind you. Whom have you reproached and reviled? And against whom have you raised your voice and lifted up your eyes in pride? Against the set-apart one of Israel. By the hand of your servants would you have reproached Yah, and said, With my many chariots I have come up to the height of mountains, to the limits of Lebanon, and I cut down its tall cedars and its choice cypress trees, and I enter its farthest height, its thickest forest. I have dug and drunk water, and with the soles of my feet I have dried up all the streams of defense. Have you not heard long ago how I made it, from days of old that I formed it? Now I have brought it about that you should be for crushing walled cities into heaps of ruins. And their inhabitants were powerless. They were overthrown and put to shame. They were as the grass of the field, and as the green plant, as the grass on the housetops, and as grain blighted before it is grown. But I know you're sitting down, and you're going out, and you're coming in, and your rage against me. Because your rage against me and your pride have come up to my ears, I shall put my hook in your nose, and my bridle in your lips, and I shall turn you back by the way which you came. And this shall be a sign for you. This year you eat such as grows of itself, and the second year what springs from that, and in the third year sow and reap, plant vineyards and eat the fruit of them. And the remnant who have escaped of the house of Yehudah shall again take root downward and be fruitful upward. For out of Jerusalem comes forth a remnant, and those who escape from Mount Sion. The ardor of Yah of hosts does this. Therefore, thus said Yah concerning the sovereign of Asher, he does not come into this city, nor does he shoot an arrow there, nor does he come before it with shield, nor does he build a siege mound against it. By the way that he came, by the same he turns back, and into this city he does not come, declares Yah. And I shall defend this city to save it for my own sake, and for the sake of my servant David. And a messenger of Yah went out and struck in the camp of Asher 185,000. And they arose early in the morning and saw all of them dead bodies. And Sennacherib, the sovereign of Asher, broke camp and went away, and turned back and remained at Nineveh. And it came to be, as he was bowing himself in the house of Nisroch, his mighty one, that his sons Adremelech and Shartzer struck him with the sword, and they escaped into the land of Ararat, and his son Esarhaddon reigned in his place.